At this time? What do you mean? I mean, this. Well, why is it at a weird time again? Hey, what's up, Kat? Good to see you, man. How you doing? Well, okay. Well, I know that you said the thing about I could have started. You know that my thing is like I could have started. 3 hours ago is kind of like my thing, right? You know, I accept that. But I would like to point out that that is actually inaccurate. And I'd like to clarify that I could have started. I could have started 5 hours ago. This time. Could have started 5 hours ago. So, yeah, you're wrong. I could have started 3 hours ago is not my thing. You know, it's sometimes my thing, but not today. Hey, what's up, Kinich? Kinich is my bro's boyfriend. What's up, man? Good to see you again. Time mismatch detected. Oof. I know. Bro actually named himself and his bro's boyfriend. Yep. Yeah, he's been here for a while now. Also, what the stream title? Hey, I'm gonna be doing some exploration. You know? So, what's so wrong about this stream title? I don't think there's anything wrong with that stream title. That who's seen things. I'm sure she has. I'm sure she has. But will she say what things she's seen? That's the real question. I'd like to what? Some of the girls in the game? What? Sorry? What's ploration? It is the continuation of the beginning of this stream's title. Oh, you're still alive. Why can't I barely hear anything? Okay. There. Hey, what's up, Ems? Good to see you, man. Me, you know, as the stream title says, I'm doing some exploration. It's your birthday, really? You serious? You know the title's actually sussy. Sussy? No, it's just describing exactly what I'm doing in today's stream. And in fact, I'm actually starting right away. So what, you know, what's so sussy about describing what someone's doing? Unless if that's something that someone's doing is also sussy, then what the description is would also be sussy in that regard. Yeah. Testing out the new support set on Chevy. Support set? What do you mean? This thing? Or the Fontaine one? Yes, wow. Happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. Best wishes to you, man. I had to wait till Wednesday to grab the mats for Raiden's weapon because I'm back at my parents' place. Oh, you pulled for Raiden? Or rather, I don't actually... Wait. Sorry, Spartan. I just... Every time I see your name, I just remember Ayaka. And, like, I actually don't know if you have anyone else. I mean, I'm sure, like, obviously you have, like, all the other characters that, you know, that everyone has. But, like... I feel like Raiden Shogun isn't one of those characters that everyone has. So did you already have had Raiden C2 from like 2 years ago? C2 but no weapon, huh? Oops. Hey, what's up, Mia? What's up, SN90? How's your life and wife? Wife is still happy, man. That's why I'm not miserable. Because she is happy. So, you know, it's a mutual relationship. Yeah, we're both not miserable. So that's good. So SN90, this is one of your monthly visits, I guess. Like, are you actually like some kind of like health inspector inspecting something that's also not health? So therefore you're not a health inspector. You're an inspector of something that I don't know about. And is that why you come here like monthly? Perfect. Happy wife, happy life. I'm 10 now? Yo, for real? Are you serious? You're actually 10? Wanted to see 6, one of the 4 stars on her banner. And it took like 115 pulls on her banner. You mean the current banners? These ones? Or are you talking about the previous banners? The previous Raiden Shogun banners? It's kind of... You know, I have to say, like, this set of banners is pretty awesome. Right? Like, could you think of... Okay, like, maybe adding in, like, a Xingqiu in here would just be the cherry on top of the cake. Right? But Chevreuse and Kujasara on a Raiden Shogun banner, what more could you ask for? Right? You know what? You know what? On this banner, I just realized Toma's eating good. Toma's eating good on this banner. This is like the Toma banner. Toma, excuse me? What arc? My Sarah still stuck at C4. Are you planning to keep pulling? Wrong person? I mean, if you're at low pity, I mean, okay, I'm sorry. I don't want to say anything, you know, like that'll potentially encourage you. You know, and it's like, it's not, I don't know if, you know, you would regard it as gambling. I'm sure some people would argue that it is gambling, and I cannot deny that. But it's more like taking a risk for potential, for an investment, or like rather a potential investment, right? It's like going into business, right? Not all the money that not every time you spend money on a business, it comes back. Not all the time, right? So there's always a risk, and AKA gambling. 12% damage buff with only 5 seconds downtime. Because Shogun Overload is 20-second rotation. 5-second downtime. Cinder City, is that what the new set is called? Or sorry, not the new set, like the healing set in Fontaine called? I actually don't know what it's called. Nope. Sorry, what is that set? Cinder City? Oh, this thing. Okay. That is alright, that's Cinder City. Dude, they've run out of ideas on how to make descriptions longer. They're starting to make the artifact names longer. Toma living his life. Yep, certainly. Hey, what's up, Unrevealed? Good to see you, man. Toma is certainly living the good life right now. Yep. Why do I get the feeling that there's something I'm forgetting here? Oh, right. Okay. You mean Genshin Freak Off Party? I didn't say anything like that. You're the one that said that. I'm not implying anything. I'm just, simply stating what I'm doing. And what I'm doing is literally exploring. But yeah, I got Raiden with her weapon because I used the catch on Changling and Skyward Pole Dancer. Skyward Pole Dancer wasn't good enough for her. Raiden Shogun. How does... I don't think... Yeah, actually, I don't have Skyward on any of my accounts. How is Skyward on Raiden Shogun? Like, does it feel nice to play? Like, ignoring the damage, but just the attack speed. Like, does it feel satisfying? Skyward Pole Dancer. That's the first I've heard of that one. Not the oil. Sorry, what? What oil? Whose oil? Got the 1,000 bottles of oil ready. 1,000? Why do we need so many? We don't need oil, we got Yelan on the party. Yelan already makes things wet. But the same potential as Catch, but I prefer Catch because crit rate. Yeah, I will agree with that. Yeah, the crit rate certainly helps a lot, especially if your artifacts just are if you don't have like end game artifacts yet. Like if you don't have a lot of crit value in your artifacts, then yeah, the crit rate from the passive certainly helps out a lot. Keep in mind, there's a 10-year-old here. Yikes. Well, we might all have to, like, either to completely cut it out or just try your best to speak in code, That she does. That's what she said, yikes. It's a worse catch. Weird Ripple. Weird ripple damage isn't noticeable, but the ER is negligible. Oh yeah, that's right. Skyward is a high base attack, low secondary stat weapon. Yeah, that's right. I just remembered. We can talk about hydro reactions and geo reactions another time. I mean, you know, we can, what is... Oh. Okay. Didn't realize that I could get to that from here. As long as it's in-game reactions we're talking about, you know, I don't think there's a problem with it. By the way, right before I streamed, I I went out to go buy some snacks, but right before that, I did exactly the same thing as I'm doing now, on my third account. And why I didn't stream that, I have no idea. And I wish I had. I might as well have streamed it, because like I'm doing exactly the same thing now anyway. By the way, I kind of hate, what is this region called? The Toyac Springs region. I kind of hate it. Because getting all the chests and challenges in this region doesn't 100% the region. So I, like, after I go get all the all the chests and do all the challenges and stuff, I have to go out and look for a couple of like the floating Mora boxes and like the what is it called? The stone things that have Mora in them that you investigate. And I find it really annoying because it's so tedious looking for all that stuff. Two years in and still looking for an ER timepiece. Both crit rate and crit damage. Dude, those are really rare for me. I have a couple of good ones. Like less, I would say, I think like maybe less than 10 overall across all the three accounts. I have like more than, I have around 10 to 15 like copium ones, and I have like less than 10 actual good ones. Well, for my birthday? Sorry, dude. I'm not that kind of I'm just... How do I explain this? I'm not really somebody who gives a... normally... No. I'm not really somebody who has ever really given in to peer pressure. So, sorry, man. If you want to do a pull, do it on your account. You have a couple, RJ? We don't have a single... Oh, yikes. Well... You know what? I'm just gonna shut up about talking about any like good artifacts that I have. I honestly feel awkward every time things like this come up. I swear every day I get a defense timepiece. Every day I get a defense timepiece with crit rate, crit damage. Speaking of which. I might have a couple of those lying around. Defense Defense. Okay, there it is. Hey, I have like I don't think I have one of every artifact set, but I have quite a lot of them. Like even Lava Walker. And Thundering Fury. Wow. Wow, I knew I had quite a few, but I didn't know it was that many. Even instructor. Just got a Genshin Impact ad. Of course you would get a Genshin Impact ad watching watching Genshin content. Like YouTube knows, man. It's not, I mean, like not necessarily YouTube, but Google in general. They know what you want. They know you better than you do yourself. Defense artifacts are my bread and butter. Yeah, they're sort of like everyone's specialty, right? They're like everyone's specialty. Like everyone is like so good at getting them. Well, everyone except the whales. But whales kind of play their own game. Like they don't, you know, I don't think they're playing Genshin. You know, it feels like they play a different game from what we play over here. At this point, I'm convinced to start building Geo characters because their stats would be cracked. You know, for some time I have thought about like putting in the effort to build Noelle, but like it just sucks so bad that even with really good, like the correct main stats, the optimal main stats, and really good substats, I would still like be quite far. Like I would still, yeah, I would still be quite far from peak damage, like on Noelle, even though like I've had her C6 for a long time now. Because of not having what's the set called? The one in Inazuma, Ito set, Dusk, I think. Husk, sorry. Dusk? Where did that come from? A Husk set. Because, like, Husk gives so much stats. Like, not crit, but defense. Like, it gives so much defense. The gap between 4 Husk and off-piece and not 4 Husk is pretty big. I guess you can kind of make up for it by going, like, I don't know, a normal attack set like for Gladiator or something, and then just never using Noelle's charged attacks. It just feels so copium. I understand people recommending attack cup on Shogun when all her teams are filled with huge attack buffers. So, well, there's really nothing else to recommend if whoever you're recommending an attack stance to just doesn't have anything. So basically what they're doing is they're recommending that those people use the only thing they have.
どれどれ何が入ってるかな風よ散れじゃあどうぞこちらへ
Oops. Bye. I love that Kazuha, like the vortex that Kazuha's hold E left, sort of gave the guy some time to contemplate on the fact that he was gonna meet his end. Like, isn't that the worst thing? Right, where like you get like a second to see that you're gonna die instead of just dying without you knowing. That's awful. I should get Nashiri. Oh. There's... Okay, sure. I mean, like, as long as he's not busy. Kazuha the Torture. It's like... Oh, wait. I remember seeing this short on YouTube. It was like... It was a Matt Damon interview on, like... I forgot whose show it was. It was someone's, like, Tonight Show or something. And it was Matt Damon talking about... Who was it? Who was the guy from... Like, the what was his name? The guy, the Here's Johnny guy. Like, who's that actor again? Nicholson. Jack Nicholson? Yeah. Jack Nicholson. And so what's his name? Matt Damon. Yeah. Matt Damon was sort of like recalling what he like the conversation between Jack Nicholson and the director of I don't know what that movie was. Maybe that was The Shining, I don't know, but like Jack Nicholson's character was like that of a killer. And so the scene was just like sort of like normal. They were just, you know, like they were just, like it was a scene of this of Jack Nicholson's character, a killer or a murderer, whatever he was in whatever movie that was. I didn't even look up whatever movie it was. And then it was just a scene. He would just be there, and then like he would just be shooting this woman in the back of the head because like she was gonna be one of his victims, just like a normal day for a serial killer, right? And Jack Nicholson all of a sudden comes up with, like he, I'm gonna try my best to remember exactly what Matt Damon said. Like Matt Damon said, like that Jack said that if we keep the camera rolling, and then like he explained that and then like the other guy, there was like someone else there, and then this guy would be here, right? This guy would be standing next to him. And then, after the body falls on the ground, he would say, "She felt kind of funny." But if we keep the camera rolling, all of a sudden, the guy steps forward and reveals he's holding a hatchet and a saw. And then like I love it's right, like think about it. Like the writers are supposed to be the people that are thinking of this stuff, the writers and the directors. But then like this actor who's so like embedded into the character can actually think like what that character Like would be like to actually make them more realistic. That is so sinister, right? Like she felt kind of funny. Like isn't that? It's like another day in the office, right? The fax machine is stuck again. The printer's out of ink. Oh, my computer won't boot up. The trash can's full. It's like a normal it's like a normal day at the office, and then like just somebody shoot like right after shooting some person in the back of the head out in the woods or like out by the lake or something, and then just says, she felt kind of funny. That is so sinister. And like just the fact that you came up with that means like what does that mean? The fact that you could come up with that stuff, right? Either you just have a really good imagination, or you're a really good actor, or it's also something you think about. Why? This is XXX rated content. What's up, Chokoshu? By the way, the video I'm supposed to be following along to is still at 2 seconds into like 2 seconds out of 53 minutes, and I've already done like a bunch of the stuff that's supposed to be in the video that I'm following along to. Okay, kind of lost here on where to next. Okay, yeah, all right. There's some stuff here too. Oops. You know, I really hope that this next region that I'm going to be doing exploration. I'm not going to be doing exploration here today though, but I really hope that that region doesn't require me to doesn't need me to have to go and find like all the Mora boxes and stuff, cuz like I hate it. I hate having to look for Mora boxes and stuff. What did I not get? What's up, M Jaguar? How you doing, man? Where is that thing? Yeah, there it is. Doing fine. Hey, great. I mean, I'm pretty happy. Lots of stuff. Well, I wouldn't say lots of stuff, but terrible things that have happened recently are slowly starting to get better. I could be better if the weather just wouldn't stop being so humid over here. If the humidity here just goes down by like, I don't know, like 30 or 40%, then I think I'd be peachy.
でもいいのよ。じゃあどうぞこちらへ。
風の行く先を。
痛がったね。終わりね。はっ、おやおや。実現のチャンス。
What? Speakers just stopped working.
やるね。
Okay. Done. I'm a man of my word. Hey, appreciate it, M Jaguar. Thanks, man. Is C4 Sarah worth building? That's... I guess to answer that, I would have to say... Like, if your Raiden Shogun is built well enough that even without C6 Sarah, your Raiden Shogun will be able to do a certain amount of damage that is satisfactory. Is that even the right way to say it? It sounded really weird. Satisfactory. Oh my god, that was so weird. You know, if your Raiden Shogun's built well enough that even without C6 Sarah, that you can. Oh, okay. That your Raiden Shogun will still do satisfactory damage, even without C6 Kujosara, then sure. But if you feel like, but even after building Kujosara and like your Raiden Shogun still, you know, feels unsatisfactory, even after building Kujosara, then I would say that's the point where you'd say it's not worth it, or it wasn't worth it. Where is... What? There was supposed to be a Kahalasaur somewhere over there. Hey, don't bother, RJ. With Pulse, man, I understand. It's a special day for you. But you shouldn't force something on someone. Sorry, what? Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, I appreciate it, Nash. Thank you. But, I mean, like, don't, the word I'm looking for. Hey, the guy's pretty young, man. Just cut him some slack. There was something here. I'm kind of sorry. I'm thinking like what my pathing is gonna be like, because like there's stuff over here, over here, over here, and then over here. Should I go for the enemy over here now while I'm here? Okay. Yeah, I might as well. But stop. I can't tell if it's good damage, bro. I'm hitting 168k peak with overload team. With Shangling. 168, is that like that's the big slash, right? The big slash is 168k. Okay, let me think. So I'm not sure about the math on this one, because I don't do math. But isn't like Kujosara, like C6 Kujosara comparable to like Mona with TTDS? I mean, like, you know, depending on your stat distribution, but isn't it like kind of close? It's better? Which one's better? Mona TTDS or C6 Kujasara? I'm ready for map week already. Probably wait for Zelonin. Zelonen's next rerun because I'm guaranteed. Oof. I mean, it's still 5.1, you know? And, okay, maybe don't pull the trigger, like, super quickly, like, right away. But, like, wait for, like, a bit, you know, like, way more rumors before you make that decision. And I understand, like, you know, the thing is, like, we can't really wait for the 5.2 special program before Zelonin comes, because, like, apparently rumors are that Zelonin will be in the first half. So if that ends up being true, then we won't be able to confirm whether Mabuika is truly not going to be in the 0.2 update, and instead be in the 0.3 update. Before deciding to go or not to go for Zelonin. Tara's better? Ah, I see. Okay, well, I guess that would be a way for you to gauge how much damage your Kujasara would be if you get her to C6. And I'm assuming, like, I'm just guessing, but I feel like Kujasara before C6 would be worse than Mona TTDS. So, yeah, trying out that kind of team with Raiden Hypercarry with Mona TTDS instead of Kujosara. Like the same team, just replacing Kujosara with Mona TTDS, like, might give you an idea as to whether it's worth it. Kinich double Hydro might have potential, but I really don't like how clunky he is. I think, okay, I wouldn't say Kinich is clunky, but in AoE, I would say, yeah, he is kind of clunky in AoE. It's just, I don't know, it's just hard to use him in AoE. I feel like there's quite a lot of RNG. Let me change teams. Yes. Okay. All right. Sure. Why double Hydro? I don't think it's double Hydro is like a good team for Kinich, because with double Hydro you'd be, especially with Yelan and Xingqiu, you'd be almost. What the? What the heck was that? Sorry. I just heard like a weird noise coming from inside the house, and it sounded like lizards, but also not really. Okay, well, anyway, so with double Hydra, especially Yelan and Xingqiu, you would be putting out Pyro. In fact, not even just Pyro, you'd be almost guaranteed to put out Burning, like very quickly. And ideally, you want Burning, you want enemies around you to be burning with Kinich. Because, well, I haven't read his kit myself, so I don't know exactly how it works, but apparently he does quite a bit more damage. No. He gets more points. I don't know what it's called, but like the bar thing that you have here, and like, you know, that fills up, and when it's full you can do a cannon blast. That fills up faster when there are enemies burning around you. At least if I'm understanding that correctly. Around Burgeon with Kinich, it usually vapes more than Rocks Burgeon though with Farina. Like outside of Dia, is there any other Pyro support that triggers off basic attacks? Triggers off basic attacks. Toma's burst. Dia's skill, and Shangling. Obviously, you know, you don't need to do anything. It's just permanent off field. Well, not permanent, but off field Pyro. Yeah. Oh, wait. No. Okay, how do I forgot that this was like that challenge that was, well, I would say it's very hard, but I think this might be the hardest, like, whatever this challenge is called. Kahalasaur challenge? Whatever it's called. Among like all the other challenges. So I forgot that this was that challenge, and I looked down to look at chat, and then I forgot, oh wait. not now. Why not try full EMDia or Toma to get 30k Burgeons each seed? That's pretty hard, man, without a shielder or a healer. Well, Dia will help out because Dia has like damage mitigation, right? Like she takes some of the damage herself, instead of the on-field character. Toma, I think, is kind of hard to go full EM because you'd have to have actually good artifacts on Toma. So EM main stats. Right, EM main stats and EM weapon, and somehow you have to have enough energy recharge in your. I forgot I have to click on those things. Somehow you have to have enough energy recharge in your substats, right? And like, it feels kind of bad because it's Toma, right? Like Toma is just not a very versatile character to have. Like, there's just not that many teams you can use Toma in, like, and he's just not that necessary in a lot of teams. So it feels kind of bad, like, specifically farming a set for Toma. Like, maybe if you somehow manage to get a set for him while farming for someone else, then I guess it's fine. I think I missed one. Yep, I did miss one. Crabaletta slash hard, dude. I can't believe you actually remember their names. It would take so much effort for me just to remember their names. Oh, come on. I forgot. I don't have keys. I don't have shrine keys because I forgot to go and offer my sigils. Dating Farina for the chance to go after Crabaletta. What? 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 Why am I short on sigils on this account? I did the same amount of exploration. I did the same quests. I didn't do any extra world quests on my other accounts. I did the same exact things. But why am I short on this account? What? How does that make sense? Gentilome Usher, Cheval Marin, and what are these names, man? I don't think you could pay me to remember these names, man. Simple reason, RJ. Farina is my favorite of all time character. Isn't that supposed to be Kinich? Pretty good. Two, if there's no other Dendro units in your team to carry Deepwood. Well, you know, that's actually one very nice thing about Deepwood is it's not locked to Dendro. Right? I mean, like, the fact that it reduces Dendro resistance means that it has, like, your team has to at least have some Dendro in it. to take advantage of the red shred. But proccing the set doesn't need dendro. It's just your skill hits, their dendro res is shredded. Right? It's like that's awesome. That is like the complete opposite of what this is. Alright, what? Using Furina is non-negotiable for me because I'm running attack on my Shusei Hunter. Oh, your Kinich, I mean, yeah, right. Naida Yao Yao Toma Burgeon Chingcho. That's pretty fun. Naida Yao Yao Toma Burgeon. Naida Yao Yao Toma Chingcho. Oh, okay. That actually feels really safe, thanks to Xingqiu. Because, like, if you replaced Xingqiu with Yelan there, of course your Hydro raw damage would be quite a, you know, it would be more than what Xingqiu could do. But you wouldn't have Xingqiu's resistance to interruption. And especially, damage reduction. Where was that shrine? Where was that shrine? Can't wait for Genshin to make cryo food again. Cryo good again. It'll be let me think. 8 months? 9 months from now? Yeah, 8 or 9 months from now. And by then, some of us will be 1 year older than we are now. You know, in the last couple of years, me and my wife keep, like, I don't think despair would be correct, but I don't think it would also be wrong. Like, we keep despairing at how fast time is moving. Like, it just feels like okay, for example, September, right? It feels like we only had we just had a conversation about, oh, it's finally it's September now. Like, we just, you know, it feels like we just had a conversation talking about, like, wow, it's almost September. Wow, time flies real quick. And then, like, the next time we have the same conversation, it's almost the end of September. And that has happened to us for, like, the last couple of years. Like, maybe the last 4 or 5 years. And it's been happening a lot more frequently. Tried 1k EM Klee. She just burgeons. Naida's signature. Oh, the 165 EM catalyst. I mean, I think anyone with 1k EM is gonna burgeon. Well, right? Like, if you could somehow manage to, like, okay, any melee character. Where's the filter thing? Okay. Sword, polearm, and claymore user. Any of these characters. Sword, polearm, and claymore characters. You get them to step into Bennett's C6 Bennett's burst. And like somehow give them 1k EM. Any character can be a burgeon character. In a year, I'll have a bachelor's degree and potentially a full-time job. Oh, that's weird to say. It's kind of weird, right? Like, now you're a student and, like, sure, you are doing... I mean, like, as a student, that's supposed to be the time when you're, like, learning what you're supposed to do, like, after school. But it just feels weird to say, like, when you start talking about, like, it being over and, like, you actually doing the thing that you're preparing for. It just, I don't know how to put it. It just doesn't feel, it feels surreal. Yeah, I think that must be, I think that might be the best way to put it. It feels surreal. Feel like I'm forgetting something. Kazuha Virgin with Pyro Swirls. Oh, yeah, there's another one. Yeah, that's another one. It's a little harder to do, though. Like, you're gonna need a lot of hydro output. Hydro application. I know that Kazuha's burst doesn't... it doesn't tick that quickly. But because it's AoE, it's pretty hard to keep up with it and like make sure as many of the enemies around you have Hydra on them, so that you can apply, so that you could make seeds. You can make seeds. And on top of that, if you're characters that have really fast Hydra application, are Xingqiu and Yelan. But they're single target. So maybe you'll keep generating seeds on one of the enemies. But once that enemy dies, you're gonna have to switch targets to another enemy. But that enemy is likely to have burning going on already, because of the pyro happening around you and whoever your Dendro off-field applicator is, whether that be Dendro MC or whoever. Right, so like all the other enemies that you aren't targeting are likely to have burning by the time that you have to switch to them. So you're gonna have to apply a lot of hydro to put burning out as fast as you can, so that you can start generating bloom seeds. And all the other Ayato? That's a thing. Yeah. Ayato would be your... Okay, Ayato would be an on-field Hydro applicator. But his AoE is really good, and he applies Hydro super fast. I don't remember anyone ever talking about that team. So Kazuha, full EM Kazuha, Bennett C6, Ayato, and off-field Dendro applicator. Can that be a proper Virgin team? I don't have Ayato, so I can't actually test that out. The circle impact this team is insane. Well, at least you don't really need Bennett's. Well, do you really need Bennett in that team? No. Yeah, you don't really need Bennett in that team, huh? I just thought about it. Yeah, Bennett's like the only reason why Bennett's in that team even is just to make it so that it's really hard to not infuse Kazuha's burst with pyro when you're standing on Bennett's circle. But you can, like, as long as you do it carefully and every time, then you could just have some other pyro applicator, some other character that that you can use for to apply, or sorry, to infuse Kazuha's burst with pyro. Here's hoping. Here's hoping. I'm probably going to have to move, maybe even before, even to the Devil's Home of Toronto. What? But after 16 years of school, change is both frightening and necessary. You know, that's the thing. Like now I don't know. Actually, sorry, I'm thinking about this a little bit. So I've noticed that in a lot of Western countries, moving out after college and or high school seems to be like the norm. And now I'm kind of thinking, is this like a cultural thing, or is this a practical thing? Because in a lot of Western countries, the countries are just so big, right? And people are spread out so far across these countries that there are quite a lot of people that live quite far out, in places where there isn't that much employment opportunity. And it's sort of it's hard to get employment after college without moving out. So like that's the practical reason that I'm talking about. Now the cultural reason I'm talking about is like, is it just that most Westerners just want to move out? Like, is it just ingrained in their culture, in their mindset, in the way that these people think? And I guess it's probably a cultural thing, but caused by a practical thing. But in a lot of Asian countries, like the land just isn't as big as in a lot of these Western countries. So people aren't as spread apart as people in Western countries. So there is less likelihood of you having to move to a different city for employment after college. So I don't know. That's sort of what I'm thinking of. Like here, for example. Okay, in the city I live in, as long as you are not like dreaming big, right? Like as long as your family is not on the verge of bankruptcy, like your family is fine, like you already have a home, your family has a home, and like you actually own that home and that land, then as long as you're not dreaming big, then you will be fine for the rest of your life. Just after college, you just look for local employment and then just live with your parents. And then if your property is big enough, at some point when you have your own family, you can just extend your home now. Like just, like build another house that's stuck to your parents' house, but you just have your own door to that part of the house. So that's sort of a thing here in the Philippines. For me, it's a practical thing. I grew up in a fairly small town, so opportunities for marketing jobs aren't very common. Western culture is also heavily emphasizes independence, self-reliance. As for the Toronto joke, that's our biggest city, and 90% of Canadians outside of it hate the people who live there. What? Kind of similar to New York or LA. So when you say similar to New York or LA, is it because the people there are similar to New York or LA, or are you talking about that the relationship between people outside of Toronto and in Toronto, between the relationship of people in New York or LA versus people outside of that place, are similar? Dia and Bennett circle impact with Kinich. Bennett's circle is actually just the perfect size for Kinich's, like how far he like swings around an enemy or like slides around an enemy. Is talent damage bonus the same as element damage bonus? Talent damage bonus? Sorry, what do you mean? Are you talking about the scaling here? Like these? What do you mean by talent damage bonus? I'm considering switching from Gravestone to Earthshaker R5 because I have so much attack. What does... I'm sorry, by the way. I have Kinich, right? But I did not even bother reading into his kit. All... I just heard, like... Because people have been talking about Kinich so much for so long that I already sort of knew what to do with him, without even seeing anything of him or his weapon. Like people say like, oh, Earthshaker's really good on him. It's not even a contest. Just use Earthshaker. Don't use any other weapon. And like if you have his what's it called? Signature weapon, okay, just use it. But if you don't have the signature weapon, just use Earthshaker. So what does Earthshaker do? Does Earthshaker give skill damage bonus? Is that what it does? So you said talent damage bonus, so I'm assuming that's what Earthshaker does. If I can just find it. There. Okay. Triggers pyro-related reaction. Equipping characters elemental skill. Okay. So that's what you're talking about. Skill damage bonus increased by 16%. Okay. 18 seconds. For 8 seconds. Party's not on the field. So... okay, I'm not sure about this. Don't quote me on this. But I think skill damage bonus is the same as your goblet. Hey, what's that? You? I'm sorry. Don't know how to read your name, man. What's up, Snee? I'm just gonna call you Snee. What's up, man? Your name reminds me of Ruby. Well, not Ruby like Ruby Rose, but Ruby as in like Ruby the anime. You know Weiss Schnee. I don't know if you guys watch Ruby. Okay, I'm kind of lost now. I'm not sure what else there is to do. Oh, right. There's stuff on this island that I gotta do. Jeez, that's a lot of weapons. Well, it sort of just happens, like, as you keep playing the game. Like, by the time you get to, like, 2 or 3 or even 4 years into the game, as long as, you know, as long as you don't trash your weapons and stuff, then yeah, it'll just happen. I wish we'd get a rerun for the giant fish weapon. Oh man, I wish we could get a rerun for all the event weapons, like including Festering Desire, right? Like Festering Desire, is it Festering Desire is our first event weapon, isn't it? I think it is, right? Like, I wish they would rotate it, right? Like after like a couple of years, or I don't know, like I don't. It's like, yeah, I guess rerun. Rerun is like the appropriate word. Like rerun it. It doesn't even have to be like in order of when they came out, but just rerun them. The man is not refining the 4 stars. That's why his inventory is stretched out. Yes. Yeah, it is okay. Um yeah, that's certainly it. I'm not refining them because I don't know if I want to refine them, because I mean, I don't know, man. Like I don't know how long Genshin is going to be out, okay? I don't know how long Genshin is going to last. So I don't know how many copies of Rust I'm going to need in the far future, because I hate having to swap weapons between characters. And not just weapons, same with artifacts, right? I hate having to swap stuff around between characters. So I would rather have multiple low refinement copies of a weapon than to have only one high refinement copy of that weapon. So yeah, that's sort of me, especially because refining weapons requires Mora, right? And like, I don't really need to refine them because I don't really need to use them on anyone. So why would I spend Mora on something that I don't need? The Discord says Earthshaker, even at R1, is better than Gravestone. But every YouTube video and test shows that Gravestone to be better. Oops. Okay. So from what I've heard, I heard that Gravestone is about as good as a Gravestone without the passive proc, rather. Gravestone without the passive proc is as good as Earthshaker. But I didn't hear as to what refinement that was, whether that was R1 or high refinement. But that's sort of what I heard. Aren't they doing a rerun for Festering? No. So far, they've never rerun an event weapon. RJ and HSR, they are planning to put previous event weapons in the shop, but the currency is time gated, so you can't buy it right away. I think that's okay. It's you know, it would be better if it wasn't time gated. And so from what we can see so far, Hoyo has never really been in the business of making grindy games, right? Because like they could have made Genshin super grindy. They could have made it so that like the way we level up characters in Genshin was just by straight up killing monsters. They could have done that, but they didn't. Right? They could have made it so that Genshin doesn't have XP books, and the only way to level up characters was just to keep killing monsters. So like they could have done something simple like that, but they didn't. So they are not in the business of making grindy games. So, and I don't know what benefit they get out of it, or what disadvantage they think grindy games have over whatever kind of games they've decided to make this whole time. But yeah, like as you can see in Genshin, right? Like they gave like at some point, not immediately, but at some point they gave us encounter points, and then they made encounter points even better by giving us long-term encounter points. So like it's clear that they really don't want us grinding in Genshin. Now that they've made other games, though, there is a potential reason as to why. Like because they want us to have free time so that we can try out their other games. As for before, it wasn't very clear. They had what, 2 big games? They had Honkai Impact 3rd, and then they had Genshin, right? So like I'm assuming like they didn't want Genshin to be so grindy that their Honkai Impact 3rd players would quit and just go full-time Genshin because it takes up too much of their time. Yeah, but time gating is sort of like their way of making it so that like their games aren't too grindy and their players will always have time for their other games. Genshin can never. I hope Genshin can learn from HSR. I feel like that was everything, but I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting a couple of things. Oh, right. There's the stuff above ground. 120 resin era. That was, you know, honestly, I didn't quite feel the impact of the 160, the time, the update when they increased resin from 120 to 160. Because when resin was still 120, my resin, like, yeah, like by the time that they increased resin to 160, like max resin to 160, my resin was still just capped at 120. Like I hadn't used any of my resin, or at least I don't remember using any of it because I don't remember learning why I would want to use it. I don't know, like it just didn't work for me. So yeah, and like I was super new to Genshin at the time. So I really didn't know what I was doing. You know, I did not know that. Oh, how do I get out of this thing? Okay, wait. Okay, there. Yikes. That's not where I wanted to go. So, I'm happy that they increase. Like now that I understand how resin works and like how the rest of the game works, I'm happy that that update happened. But I wasn't as excited as everyone about it because I didn't really know about like when it happened. I didn't know anything about it. I just knew that it happened, but I didn't know at the time when it did happen, like how bad it was, only having 120 resin. I remember RJ in the past thought that the only way to level up characters was to kill Helixers. Dude, that really did happen to me, yeah. That really did happen, especially because, and I don't know, like, I have mentioned that on stream before, but I think I've only mentioned that like once, at least as far as I remember. Because right before Genshin, I came straight out of MMORPGs, and in MMORPGs, the way you level up is by just killing monsters for thousands and thousands of hours. And yeah, it was like a very different world. Like I was very frugal. I mean, I still am. I still am very frugal, but I was very frugal about my XP books at the time, because like at the time I didn't know about like about other ways to get them. All I knew was that you could get some of them from chests and stuff, and some quests. But I didn't know that you could farm for them with ley lines and stuff. Having to pay to do events? Oh, you mean events? How events needed resin? Yeah, that was a thing. That was part of Genshin history. Yep. You mentioned it like around Wuthering Waves was released. Oh yeah. Oh that, now I remember. Yeah. Now I remember that. That was the time that I did talk about that. Remember the 120 resin area? This event where you need resin to get the rewards, which are XP and Mora only. Wasn't that? I didn't actually get to do that event, by the way, because like that was like one of the earliest events in the game, and at the time I was still like, I don't know, just wandering around. I didn't know what I was supposed to do in the game. I was just following the yellow quest that I kept talking about. Ah, there. Let's see. 94%. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting quite a few things around here. I can't remember what else I'm forgetting. What else am I forgetting? I feel like that's everything. Okay, I'm gonna have to look through the video here. Their games are designed to be played at the same time, so you're in Hoyoverse. The only missing in resin thing in resin system is the overflow, in which there is like another resin storage that regens resin, while original 200 resin is capped already. You know, I don't know why they don't just, you know, make it so that the resin cap is that. You know what I mean? Because isn't that the same exact thing? They're just making it complicated. The fact that they do something like that means that they have to program another entire system to create the resin overflow thing. It's 2:15. I need to get up at a decent time tomorrow. Cheers, y'all. All right. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us, Spartan. Take care, man. Have a good one. HSR and High 3 already have this overflow system. ZZ will implement it next week. ZZZ. Why is everyone getting it? What about us? Are we being forgotten? Okay, I'm about to do a bunch of skipping around in this video. I'm trying to find all the stuff that I don't remember. Okay. In the pool, fight the enemies, break the crates. That guy. 15 targets. Okay, already did this. Fight the enemies. I did that. I did these enemies. I did those enemies. I did those enemies. Collect particles. I did this. Particles from the quest. Oh, I forgot the underground stuff. Because resin overflow regenerates slower than normal. Oh, really? Okay, so how quickly does resin regenerate, regular resin regenerate? And how slowly? How much, yeah, how slowly does overflow resin regenerate? I think that's why they chose to do it. With this resin overflow, you don't have to worry skipping a day without using resin. Normal is 1 per 8 minutes. So, okay, so it's... I mean, it still feels bad capping on resin. Right, but at least you're not completely losing it. Wait. What? Okay. I'm a little confused now, because... So, I've never really looked carefully as to what chest was in here. But... the first time I did this, I'm pretty sure this was a common chest. But the second time I did this, I'm pretty sure it was an exquisite chest. And now it's a common chest. But so now I'm just confused. I'm not sure now anymore. The reserves are 1 per 18 minutes. Oh, okay, okay. So it still feels pretty bad capping on resin then. It's just that it's not a complete loss. Oh. Okay. There. Oh, wow. How did I forget this? Okay, so that's underground stuff. Oh man, okay, still not everything. This lessens your worries on your overcap resin. I guess so. Yeah, it is Hoyo trying to. So remember what they said about the anxiety thing. We don't want to add, we don't want to give our players anxiety. No, like, or it was something like that. It was something like we don't want to add more anxiety to our players. Something like that. All right. So the overflow resin thing. It sounds like just Hoyo trying to give their players slightly less anxiety. They're trying to reduce how much anxiety they're giving us.
Yes.
暇を持て余しているのなら、わらわの家に来て、ここ最近の面白い出来事を話。
はっ、風よ、散れ。はっ。はっ。散れ。
We have a lot of it. We have a lot of it on our plate. RNG and 50/50s. Yeah, I think they would really help us out. Like if they truly wanted to reduce how much anxiety we feel from their games, just redo the whole artifact RNG thing. That's all we need, I think. RNG, like the 50/50s, sure. That's like I'm not gonna complain about that because like that's their whole business model. Like, and I can't take that away from them. That's how they make money, right? And like obviously they can't keep, updating this game if they can't make money on it. But like they don't make money from us not getting good artifacts, and they don't lose money from us getting good artifacts. So yeah, that's like just that artifact system. Just redo it. I won't even mind that it's kind of unfair that the older players have spent like so much resin on the artifacts that we have now. All for that to be like undone. I don't even mind. Oh my god, thank goodness. Alright, it's 100%. Alright. I'm so happy. I didn't have to go out and dedicate time to just collecting the like the Mora boxes. Hey, what's up, Saki? How you doing, man? After farming artifacts, all I feel is the I am tired boss meme. I am tired boss meme? What does this one look like? Oh, that. Okay. This region really wasn't too bad. It was just kind of annoying that I had to, like, so far I've completed this region on 3 out of 4 accounts. And out of the 3, I've had to actually dedicate time to looking for Mora boxes just to 100% the region. And thankfully on this one, I didn't have to. In fact, I think I forgot one thing. Unless if I already did it while just doing the Archon quest. Oh no. Or, yep. I already did it, I guess. Okay. Alright. Looks like that's everything. Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot. I forgot to save 60 resin to do ley lines. Ah, man. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna have to save that for later. We have the transmutator, artifact transmuter. Me seeing it once per patch. Oh, never mind. I mean, I just hope that they, like, I don't know, buff the item transmuter or something, because it feels so petty. It feels like, okay, you know, it feels the same way as the 3 pulls, the whole 3 pulls thing. Like for for the 3rd anniversary, getting 3 free pulls, it feels exactly like that. It feels like, hey, we're getting pulls, free pulls. Hey, we're finally getting a system where we could pick the substats and the main stats of our artifacts. And then, like, it just feels bad, man. They've gotten so good at giving us the bare minimum. It is what it is feeling. Yep, exactly. But at the same time, I hate it that I hate that so far they've given us a lot of good things. So like it makes us think that Hoyo could do better because they have done better. It's just that they choose not to. And I think that's the worst part. Is because they have given us better in other aspects of the game. It's just that they just choose not to give us better in these other aspects. I wonder why I always feel sleepy at this hour. It's such a weird time to feel sleepy. I don't think I've ever met anyone that feels sleepy at this hour. Or like not regularly. You? Really? Yeah, and I hate it so much because like so I've have I ever? Yeah, actually, yeah. I have never had a job where my work hours are like normal. And when I say normal, like the typical work hours of most people, right? Like 9 to 5. Most of the jobs, no, all the jobs I've had so far have been either a night shift or like a weird time. Like I have to like wake up at 3 in the afternoon and then start going to work at 5. And like right now it's 5:30. And which is when I very often get sleepy. Like, see, look at this garbage, right? Look at this garbage. They don't want us to feel anxiety. Like, I want to believe them, especially because like it's the actual like developers that tell us this stuff, right? And these aren't business executives; they're developers, right? Like their thing is making video games, which means they likely are people who also love playing video games. So their job is not to like lie to our face for the sake of business. These people are regular people just like us, supposedly. Well, I guess it's not them that's making the decision. Right? So it's just hard to it's a hard pill to swallow when they show us the face of the developer and it's the developer who are passionate about their craft and like love doing this stuff and want this to be better. But then like in the end it's not up to them. They're not the ones that get to decide ultimately how the game turns out. It's the business people. Great piece for Shenhe. Shenhe? Why Shenhe? The high crit damage one? Hmm. Oh wait, I think I know what you're talking about. This thing, right? Yeah, sure. I guess so. Yeah, yeah. Especially because it's an attack set, right? Like the 2-piece is an attack set. When ranting, you got a good piece. It works always. I mean, oh, oh, good, good. You deleted your message so that there's no evidence of us. Um, oh, okay. I thought you deleted it on purpose so that there's no evidence of us, finding out about it, and then them eventually removing that feature. You got an upgrade today? It's a good day. Was it an upgrade? Who has my Whimsy set? Hmm. I mean, is it an upgrade? It's 2% crit damage. And no ER. And slightly less attack percent. I'm not even sure that's an upgrade. I don't know, really. I mean, like, I know that Arlecchino kind of doesn't really care about ER. Oh. Yep. I didn't realize I had that. Yikes. Didn't mean to show that off. Alright, circlets. I don't think I have any circlets. Crit rate. Oh, man. Okay, I just don't have any. I don't have a 4-piece yet. I don't even have a usable attack percent one. The current one would go better on Chlorinde. I don't know. I like using four Thundering Fury on Chlorinde. I just like having I just don't like waiting the extra 2 or 3 seconds for her skill to cool down between rotations. And I've sort of accepted that Chlorinde just won't be like a very good on-field damage dealer. Like she's good, but just not that good. I've sort of accepted how much DPS she does. So I'm not even like putting in any effort to making her do more damage. Not that good. She's the best electro DPS. Well, I'm saying that in the context of like comparing it to the other like more optimal on-field damage dealers. Like, you know what I mean? And when I say optimal, I'm talking about oh wait. Isn't there There was a character that I was thinking of raising recently. Someone. Who was it? Who was it? Oh, Zhongli's burst. Zhongli's burst. Okay. Anyway, sorry. I was saying that in the context of like by more optimal damage dealers. I'm talking about like the ones who get more DPS for the same amount of investment. Like, Chlorinde is not at the top of that list. So that's what I'm talking about. Raiden still hits hard and minus C2, so it's gatekeeping me from pulling her rerun. I mean, I know why I pulled for her. And damage is not why. Damage is not why I pulled for her. I already knew that she wasn't gonna do as much damage as my C3 Raiden Shogun. Where's this gold? Do I have that book? How many do I need? 5? 5? Oh no, 22. Okay. I need another 12. Okay, that's good. Elkino DPS is so high, she's literally my insurance. What? She's the highlight in your every stream before she releases. She is... Sorry, who? Oh, Raiden Shogun. You know, the part about Arlecchino that I'm kind of not sure about is the fact that she can't be healed. In Abyss, I haven't really used Arlecchino that much in Abyss, just like because mostly because the only account that I have access to that has Arlecchino has her at C1 and has her weapon and is like really well built, and the rest of the team is also really well built. So fights hardly take long enough for me to even have the chance of getting hit. And I don't know if I'm gonna have the same experience as that, or when I get my own Arlecchino. But I do know my experience with Arlecchino in the overworld, and she's a little uncomfortable in the overworld, especially after a long time. Because after a long time, even though enemies in the overworld are a lot weaker than the ones in Abyss, because she's out for so long, the odds of her getting hit every now and then are quite high. And her not being like not being able to be healed makes that a little uncomfortable. And what I've done to mitigate that is just use the burst every now and then, which is the same exact way that I use Hu Tao in the overworld as well. Lauren was the highlight of your of all your streams before she released. Oh, um, yep, yep. Oh, it's like I mean, isn't that the same as like being a teenager? Sorry, not a teenager, but like when you're young, right? Like you're a young adult and you are infatuated, you are attracted to like this beautiful young woman, and like you work hard, you do your best, and like at some point, all your hard work pays off, and one day you get to marry this beautiful young woman, right? And like before that happens, there's literally nothing else on your mind every day. I mean, obviously work and stuff, right? But like every time your mind isn't busy, she's the one that's in your mind, and like your whole life revolves around this beautiful woman. But then one day, when you eventually marry that woman, because you know that she's there, so you kind of don't really have to think about trying to get her anymore, because you already have her. I mean, you're happy that you did get her, but you can't want it anymore, right? Like, because you got it. All right, gotta go. Have a good stream. All right, hey, thanks for hanging out with us, Chokoshu. Take care, man. RJ, you're really overthinking the thing with no healing. It's almost always not noticeable. Yeah, I know, but it's just because I hardly ever use Arlecchino. No. Like the amount of time that I use Arlecchino, like in Abyss, fights are so fast, right? And in the overworld, fights are also so fast. So I hardly ever, like, I feel like I barely use her because fights happen so quickly. Fights are so short that I feel like I've had little to no practice of her. I take more damage from burning grass than enemies in the overworld. Yeah, oh, that's another thing. Yeah. That's true. That, like, burning grass, dude, low key, you never notice it. But burning grass, I think might be like what's killed me. Like, I think burning grass has killed me more times than the actual enemies. Okay, I think that's fine. And Arlecchino has a lot more opportunities to dodge than you think, and 3 dash gives you a lot of opportunities to just dodge. Yeah, that is a thing though. Like, I still haven't gotten used to. Oh, what am I supposed to do here? Trigger Hyper Bloom or Burgeon. Oh, well, I guess that's not gonna work with this team. Hyper Bloom or Burgeon. Ah, there. Okay. What? Where's there? Arlecchino doesn't have downtime, so you never have to worry about losing damage by dodging. That is true, actually. Yeah. She really doesn't have downtime. I mean, like, technically she does, because, like, if you don't... Well... hang on, let me think about this. Okay, so I forgot about that thing where, like, as long as you're hitting 3 or more enemies... As long as you're hitting 3 or more enemies with your initial skill hit, that you don't have to wait for it to cook. But the thing is, too, is if you spend too much of your time walking around enemies and dodging, well, no, I guess technically she really doesn't have downtime. There is a point, though, where you don't want to keep attacking with her when your bond of life is so low, right? Like, for example, if you just so happen to mess up your rotation because, like, something happened or something, right? Like, you messed up your rotation. And your bond of life is really low, but your skill is still, like, 8 seconds off cooldown, right? Like, 8 to 10 seconds before it cools down. So at that point, like, and your bond of life is, like, super low. You're like, literally 3 or 4 hits, normal attack hits left. And at that point, like, it's not even worth it to stay on her on the field. I think it might be more worth it to swap over to your other characters and rotate through their abilities. So there's not, like, technically it's not downtime because you still have your Pyro Infusion, but your damage is so low that you might as well not attack on her anymore and just wait for your skill to cool down. Wow, these enemies are tanky. I don't think I'm getting 12,500 on this one. 40 seconds to get another 5k points. I don't see it happening. Well, actually, wow. Okay, you know what? I'm surprised. I stand corrected. It is actually happening. She has downtime if you burst on her, and her downtime is literally just her skill animation. Skill animation and like when you rotate to your other characters, you know, to let it cook, right? Like the let it cook part of her ability, or sorry, kit. But if you hit 3 or more enemies with it, then you technically don't need to, but you also wouldn't be able to do your VV setups and like your other attack buff setups and stuff. But yeah, so technically that's her only downtime. But then again, like, isn't that kind of unfair to say that a character doesn't have downtime because they're an on-field damage dealer, so they're not supposed to have downtime, right? Like their only downtime is supposed to be really only the time that you're rotating through your other characters. Okay, I just realized I completely messed that up too. I just complained about myself completely forgetting to save 60 resin to do ley lines on the main account, and I did the exact same thing on the second account. And I even realized it after I'd done everything. I guess compared to other on-fielders, well, like, okay, so I'm thinking about other on-fielders right now. I'm thinking about other on-fielders right now, and like the only one that I'm thinking of right now is Raiden Shogun. And so sure, technically you can use Raiden Shogun as an on-fielder, but she doesn't. It seems like she wasn't specifically designed to be used as an on-fielder, especially because the way her kit is made. Like yes, when you rotate to her, she will be on the field for a given amount of time, but she doesn't seem to be the type of on-fielder that is like spending the most amount of time on the field. Just in there for however long she should be, and then like the rest of the time you could be on the field with your other characters. Who else is another on-fielder? Okay, Alhaitham, Villette, Ito. Kaching. Okay, I'm not even alright. Like, I mean, even if I do count Kaching, like Kaching's field time is actually appropriate, right? Like, she has an appropriate amount of field time to where, like, technically you could argue that she doesn't have downtime. Her downtime is the time when you swap to your other characters. And now that I think about it, yeah, I don't like there aren't really any on-fielders that have downtime. Like, again, depending on how you argue about it, right? Because of, you know, like a lot of the characters have unique kits. Like like Raiden Shogun's a good example of this. You can use her as an on-fielder in a hyper carry team, but it's also kind of clear that you could also argue that she wasn't made to be an on-fielder. It's just that you can use her as an on-fielder. Klee's an on-fielder, Kaching, Diluc, Tartaglia, Ganyu, not really. She's more like an off-fielder that you could also quick swap to. But you could also decide to stay on the field with her for as long as you want. Zhao. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, by that argument, like, I mean, by the way that you're defining on, like, no downtime on Arlecchino, you could also say that no other on-fielder, all the other on-fielders have no downtime. Okay, now to figure out what I need to do on this account today. I mean, what I need to use resin on today. Okay, so I guess not much. Just ley lines and world boss mats. I pulled Raiden because of all the hype, and she was such a letdown. All her damage depends on if you have C6 Sarah. Well, that also depends on what team you run her in. If you pulled Raiden Shogun expecting her to be... dude, we're literally talking about it right now, actually. Like, what good timing you have, man. If you pulled Raiden Shogun expecting her to be a dedicated on-field damage dealer, then you're gonna be really disappointed. Because, like most other characters in the game, it takes quite a bit, especially like most other characters in the game who aren't specifically designed to be an on-fielder. It takes quite a bit of investment to get them to be an on-fielder. Now, Raiden Shogun is, she feels a little like her damage ceiling as an on-fielder, as a hyper carry, is a little higher than your average, not on-field damage dealer dedicated character. Because number one, she's an Archon, and number two, she, at least the way her kit was designed, like, it seems like she was designed so that you can use her as an on-field hyper carry. But she doesn't seem to be designed so that that's strictly her purpose. Everyone says her C2 is busted, her C2 is broken, it's so niche. It only helps her. If you say niche, yes, it's literally so niche that it doesn't help anyone else. You're right. It is niche in that regard, that it doesn't help anyone else except her, because it doesn't reduce defense, it ignores defense. Therefore, no one else can take advantage of that. Wait, are you saying you pulled for her C2? Like, it's your first time getting her and you went straight for C2? There are lots of other ways to make Raiden Shogun do good damage. If you have Chevros, that's one way. Bennett and Shangling and Xingqiu. Well, technically, that's not Raiden Shogun. That's not making Raiden Shogun herself stronger. It's that the rest of the team is so strong that Raiden Shogun feels good to play in that team, right? But also, that's just team synergy, right? Like Genshin was not made like an MMORPG where you're only running a single character, and that one single character you build to do a lot of damage. C1 or C2R1. Whoa. All right. Not bad, not bad. Anyway, congrats, man. Yeah, she's really good. Like at C2R1, dude, I have C0R1 on this account, and she feels satisfying already to play. So what team are you using her in? Shogun's damage with C2R1. What team do you use to play her? So you seem to be upset about your Raiden Shogun. Well, it sounds like you're either a whale or a dolphin, or you're just a free-to-play who's saved up so much. And whichever the case is, it doesn't seem like you gambled. It seems more like it was a purchase is what happened. Is you just bought your Raiden Shogun. In which case, congratulations. Raiden Shogun is a very versatile character, and to answer your question, there are so many really good teams that Raiden Shogun can be played in. In fact, there's even one that's I don't know like how familiar you are. Sorry, Johan. I'm sorry. Please let me know if I'm mispronouncing your name. If it's supposed to be Johan or something. If you're, let me know, how long have you been playing the game? Like, what adventure rank are you? How long have you been playing the game? Bennett, Kazuha, and Sarah. Oh, that's an okay team. So, okay, what, can you let us know how much attack, crit rate, and crit damage, and energy recharge, yeah. How much attack, crit rate, crit damage, and, oh, sorry, not crit rate, like, ignore crit rate, because, like, oh, actually, you know what, no, tell us the crit rate, too, because, like, you might have, like, 180 crit damage, but, like, you have 2 crit rate. So, what's the point if you won't even crit, right? So yeah, like how much attack, crit rate, crit damage, and ER do you have? It's okay. Yoan. Yeah, that's pretty new. That's actually the first time I've heard of that pronunciation with that name, or like rather that spelling. That what? A name spelled like that. Yoan. Okay, I'm sorry. I might end up forgetting because that's a pretty unique pronunciation, at least to me. This is the first time I've heard of that pronunciation and that spelling of a name. But yeah. So I apologize in advance if I forget how it's supposed to be pronounced. Bro, just said ignore crit rate. No, I was thinking like how do I explain this? How do I explain this? So how much damage your character can do, right? Can do doesn't really matter how much your crit rate is, right? Because I didn't say damage per second, I said damage your character can do. All right, so that was sort of like my thought process why I said that statement. And then I sort of realized, wait, what's the point? Like consistency, and like if his Raiden Shogun doesn't crit, then maybe that's why he thinks it sucks. 62, 154, 2.1 attack, 260 ER. So the 2.1 attack, is that without any buffs whatsoever? Is that before any buffs? Oh, wait. I'm assuming that 2.1k is like if Raiden Shogun's on the field. Like, okay. Because, so, yeah. So, because, like, if, like, just now, my Raiden Shogun wasn't on the field, which means the attack buff from Engulfing Lightning's passive doesn't take effect. That's why I was showing, like, 1400. Okay, so 2.1, I'm assuming, yeah. That's about the same as my build here. Yeah, so like, yeah, basically the same build as this, actually. Okay, it sounds like you also have an electro damage goblet. Yeah, the fact that you have basically the same amount of attack as I do, it sounds like you have an attack percent. Sorry, an electro goblet. Okay, that's a really good build. Yarsan's attack goblet. Oh wow, wait, what? How do you have only 2100? 2100 attack with an attack goblet. I think I might have quite a few attack percent substats. I have some. Okay. Yeah, okay. I guess I have some. Okay. That's good. That's a pretty good build. Attack and... So, with Engulfing Lightning, Electro Goblet is gonna be somewhat better. Not by a lot. It's not gonna be... The difference is not gonna be night and day. But it's gonna be a little more obvious. So, if you have an Electro Goblet that has the same substats, as your attack goblet, then I would recommend switching to the Electro Goblet. But if your Electro Goblet is quite a bit worse than your attack percent goblet, then just stick to your attack goblet. Okay, so let's try and use that team that you mentioned just now. It's a Raiden Hyper Carry team. Who was it again? Sorry. Brain not working. Bennett. Oh no. I forgot I don't have. Okay, I forgot I'm still in the process of building Kujo-Sara over here. Okay, let's just replace it with Mona for now. Mona TTDS. Okay, so from what I remember, Mona TTDS is slightly worse than C6 Kujo-Sara. So I think it's slightly better than not C6 Kujo-Sara, but not by much. But it's also worse than C6 Kujo-Sara. So I'm just gonna use Mona's TTDS here as like an alternative. Where is she? There. Are you on TTDS? 4 Noblesse? Okay. Alright. Okay, so obviously, all right, there's like the obvious stuff, right? Like your Bennett should be built, okay, so it doesn't really matter your Bennett's build. Just use the highest base attack weapon that you have on your account that allows you to get an acceptable amount of energy recharge, so that at least you can burst on Bennett like as soon as your next rotation starts, right? Like somewhere around like 200 or 210 or more. And same thing, your Kazuha not being on full EM will make a difference, but not too big of a difference. Because like Kazuha being on a hybrid build or on a DPS build will do a lot of damage personally, which means you won't have that much EM, which means your damage percent buff won't be that high, but your Raiden Shogun will be hitting a little less, but Kazuha doing more personal damage will make up for that difference. So it doesn't matter if your Kazuha is on high EM or on a hybrid build or on a DPS build. So yeah, and of course 4 Noblesse, right? Like get your attack buffs in there. So important thing is your rotation, right? So you want to stack. Okay, by the way, I'm sorry if I sound like I'm like babying you or something. Ow. But please do let us know if you're actually a lot more familiar with the game than the way. Yeah, okay, so swirl, get the buff out, swap to Mona, use the burst, TTDS, and then there. Well, how much is your... Okay, and remember, this is C0, Raiden Shogun. Right, so I hit 219 there against this guy. Oh. Wait. Okay, relax. Alright. Okay, so let's try that again. Swirl Electro to do VV, swap to Mona so that I can get TTDS and get the buff. Oh my god, this is cringe. I don't have my Bennett attack. Okay, that one was not buffed by Bennett. Right, so the rotation is important. Like, so that you can stack all the buffs onto each other. Oh dear. This guy's cringe to fight. No, you're a fan. Please do go in detail in case I'm missing stuff in my gameplay. Yeah. So like stacking the buffs on top of each other is important. Like okay, like for example, you might be Kujo-Sara for example. Kujo-Sara's buff is so short that you might be using your Kujo-Sara and like you might be thinking oh, my Kujo Sara, because my Kujo Sara is not C6, she's not, like, the amount she's buffing my Raiden Shogun is so small because she's not C6. But what's happening is, like, you're not realizing that Kujo Sara's buff is so short that by the time that you're swapping to Raiden Shogun, Kujo Sara's buff might be gone. It's really short, and that's why not many, despite how good a buffer she is for Raiden Shogun, not many people talk about her. Because, okay, look at this, right? Attack bonus duration, 6 seconds. So Kujo Sara, even, like, again, even at C0, even at not C6, you still have to play her the same exact way. You have to swap to do Kujo Sara's abilities right before Raiden Shogun to make sure that at least your big slash will still have this buff, because Kujo Sara's buff is so short. Another thing too is, if you don't have... I'm sorry. Okay, I just got distracted. So if you don't have C2 Kujo Sara, you will need to do a charged attack on the ground. So, okay, let me... What can I... Okay, so she is built. She is built. Okay, so let me try this with Kujo Sara, and it really kind of doesn't matter. I just want to show the rotation. Hang on, where is she? I just hope I don't get hit. Did you realize he is using Engulfing with an attack cup and 2 huge attack buffers? Yes. Yeah, but like, if he doesn't have a good Electro Goblet, then, like, what's the point? Like, if his Electro Goblet is just trash and, like, has no proper substats, then just, better off with the attack goblet. C3 at the moment, hoping I'll get more of her copies. Oh my god, wait. Okay, it sounds like you're a whale. Okay, if you are like one of those like giga whales that like who like where money isn't an issue, then okay, spend your money how you will. Like, I don't care. Get C69 for all we for all people might know. Right, but if you are if you're someone who is worried about like spending too much on a character, or like worried about like I'm not getting as much from this character even by spending like this amount of money, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you at least like care about the value of how much you're getting for how much money you're spending, I would recommend stopping at C3. I have her at C3 at the moment. Oh, Kujo Sara. Okay. Sorry. Sara C3. So all right, he was talking about Sara. I thought he literally just went back onto his account, did a bunch more wishes, and then got C3 Raiden Shogun. Okay. Oof. No energy. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm sure we all can help you there. Yeah. That's right. I mean, like, as long as you don't mind. Okay, hang on. This is the highest level. That's not the right one. I'm sorry. I just need energy for my Kujo. Sorry. We will continue our regularly scheduled program in a moment. Wow, this looks so different. Okay. Well, apparently I can't one-shot these guys. Wow, 23? That is so many. Okay, wow, our energy's already full. Okay. That was nice. Need to re-download it. I only use WhatsApp as a social app right now because the group work doesn't use Discord. Oh, that's all right, man. That's all right. No, like no need to trouble yourself. I'll do my best to get you as much of the information you need. Like it's not that bad because like it's just one character. It's not like some people who need like help with their entire account. At least in this case, it's just one character. Okay, so here's a simple rotation with this exact team, right? Okay, so you E on Raiden, you swap to Kazuha, you do swirl, and then okay, you swap to Bennett. You ideally that would be like okay, so so wait, your Raiden your Kujosara was C3. That means you could just press EQ on your Kujosara. Okay, I messed that up. E and then Q and then swap to Raiden and then burst. Right, you could just do that exact rotation. Okay, so let's try that again. Hang on, let's just wait for this guy. Okay, Raiden E, Kazuha E, Bennett. So ideally that's EQ, I keep forgetting, and then Kujosara E, and then Q, and then Raiden Q. So, because what Kujosara does, like C2 Kujosara, hang on, let me just keep track of this. 3. Okay. Okay, I think I'm out of resin for today. Alright. So what Kujosara C2 does is it makes it so to get the attack buff, to give the attack buff to someone, normally you have to press E and you have to do this. You have to do a charged attack and then this like explosion after that the thing on the ground pops, that is what gives you the attack buff. But with C2, it makes it so that you're hang on. Tengu Stormcall, what is that? The burst? No, that's the skill. Tengu Stormcall will leave a weaker crow feather. Okay, so yeah. Just using your skill will leave the thing, like the crow feather. This hang on, let's try that again. So that thing is called a crow feather. And when it explodes, or when it does damage to enemies, that is when Kujosara gives the attack buff to someone. And because you have C2, that means you don't have to do a charged attack. That means you could just use your, you could just E and then Q on Kujosara and then swap to Raiden Shogun immediately and then press Q. No way that's C0. It is, man. So even with not C6 Kujosara, I can expect like your build to casually do like 300k on that big slash. Unless if you're fighting an enemy that has high electro resistance. First great magic level 90. Oh wait. Okay, you don't really need to. Sorry. I was thinking like, okay, you need energy recharge hunter, but not really. You don't really need it. You really only need to use the skill every rotation. I'm trying to figure out like why I have this feeling that I need to use her burst every rotation. Recovery state provided. Tinker call. Okay, why do I? Is it the burst? Is it C6 characters their attack increased? No, that's not it. What was the burst for? Number of Tenguju Rise, Storm Cluster release. No? Why? Where is this feeling coming from? I don't know where this is coming from, but for some reason, I've always felt like I've had to burst every rotation on Kujo-Sara. Okay, apparently I don't need to. Because C2 makes it so I only need to use the skill, and I don't need to like use the burst or anything. Okay, I'm an idiot. I guess I've never needed to build high ER on Kujo-Sara. I do 312k. That's literally not far from C0 from what I'm seeing. Sorry. That extra 100k that is so hard to reach, man. Like okay, like think about it. Mine is C0, right? And I even have engulfing. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do a run with the catch. So this Raiden Shogun now is like an example of a free-to-play Raiden Shogun. And we can sort of like my Kujo-Sara is like really low level. It's like level 20, right? So I'm pretty sure that makes up for the fact that I have C6 Kujo-Sara and yeah, right? So it sort of balances it out. Okay, I'm gonna need... Oh boy, I'm gonna need energy again. Yeah, wrong person's right. Level it to 90 because Kujo-Sara... Okay, so if we look at her buff here, or sorry, her skill, her description, it says, granting the active character within its AoE attack bonus based on Kujo-Sara's base attack. So it doesn't say attack, it says base attack. So the base attack on a character is this white number here. And the only way to increase this white number is with your weapon. And of course, leveling up the character. So yeah, if you have what is this weapon? Oh wait, how much base attack? How much base attack is the great magic? First great magic. Oh wait, no. The first great magic is 608 base attack, right? Okay. So if you have shoot, what is that weapon? Okay, I don't have it. I don't have it on this account. Skyward? Yes, Skyward, thank you. So if you have Skyward, use it. Use Skyward. Skyward has a higher base attack. Skyward is at 674 at level 90. Yeah, it's gonna make, especially at that scale, at C2 with all those attack buffs, it's gonna scale quite a lot. It's probably gonna give you another 20k maybe, another 20 or 30k. Okay, remember I swapped my Raiden Shogun to the catch, right? So like your C3, or sorry C2 Raiden Shogun compared to an F2P Raiden Shogun here. Right? It's like 166k! Okay, I think that didn't have the I think it didn't have oh, where is Raiden Shogun's energy? Okay, I don't think, I think Kazuha's sorry, not Kazuha's, but the VV buff might have expired there already. Okay, so let's try that again. Kazuha, E, Q, E, and oh boy. Did you hear that? That grunt. Oh, come on. Okay. Alright, this should work. E, and then Raiden Shogun. 208. Right? So, an F2P Raiden Shogun cannot catch up with, like, okay, so maybe you think that, oh, you know, the hype for her C2 is really high, right? And, okay, I think I know how you feel. Like, you probably, because of how much hype there was, you probably expected C0 would do, like, however much I just did now, like, around 200k. And then you probably expected way too much from C2. You probably expected your Raiden Shogun to go from 200k, from an F2P Raiden Shogun, to, like, I don't know, 500k. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's what happened here. Okay. Alright. Chevreuse. Oh, yeah. Chevreuse is certainly gonna do a lot more because, like, on top of the Red Shred, you also get all the attack from Chevreuse. Yeah, I apologize. I just expected more. You know, I kind of, well, there was a time where I felt the same way. Like, I kind of wanted my Raiden Shogun to just casually do like 400k a slash. Yeah, there was a time where I expected that, and then I kind of, at some point, I kind of realized that I guess that was unrealistic, and maybe you will be able to do that in events. You will be able to do that in some combat events, because there are some combat events that give a lot of buffs. You'll casually be able to do that with food buffs, and you'll be able to casually do that in Spiral Abyss, depending on the cards, the Abyss cards that you get. Like, because in Spiral Abyss there are some like elemental burst cards, elemental burst damage cards. So yeah, like 350 or higher. 350k or higher. You'll just casually do that in those places. But in the overworld, like, because there are no Abyss cards, there are no, like, unless if you're using, like, food buffs, because, like, there are no, like, special event buffs and stuff. So you won't be casually doing that in the overworld. Chevreuse. Yeah, okay. Hang on. So Chevreuse, in Chevreuse's case, she reduces, I forgot how much. I think the same as VV. Decrease 40. Yeah, exactly like VV. But on top of that, you also give a huge attack buff to the whole team after you do an overload. Like any overload, anyone on the team does overload. Raiden, Nahida, Kazuha, official. Raiden, Arlecchino, Chevy, Bennett. Chevy? What's Chevreuse there? Or sorry, what's Arlecchino there for? just to apply the initial pyro? Okay, let's just try this team. Okay. Gonna have to get some energy for Bennett. Okay, hang on. I'm trying to think of the rotation here. Okay. This. use this. Okay, you, and then that, and then get the buff, and then here. What the? Oh, I didn't crit. Oh, come on. I did not crit. Okay, that sucks. Okay, get some energy for everyone. Oh my god, this level 20. Wow, it's a wonder that didn't get one hit. There's so many teams. There are, dude. There are so many teams. And so, have you included the Hyper Bloom teams? Oh no! Okay. Alright. Okay, so here we go. Okay, you, and this, and then this, and that, and then this, and that, and then first. Come on. I didn't see the number. Wait. Maybe I just didn't notice the number? Was the number there? Nope. Didn't show up. Alright, this is getting annoying. Need to hold skill on Chevreuse. Why do I need to hold the skill? Oops. Oh, well. There it goes. Doesn't give the attack buff if you don't hold skill. What? Oh. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. So, last test. Because I got work in 20 minutes from now. Do you have Chevreuse, Joanne? You do? Oh. Wow, okay. That's good. Yeah, just okay. Another really good team is Raiden Overload. Raiden Overload, which is Raiden Shogun, Raiden Overload with Xiangling. So Raiden Shogun, Chevreuse, Bennett, and Xiangling. You won't. Okay, you said Dorito Sumeru boss, so Simon? Yeah, this thing. Best team's Raiden over carrier right now. Yeah, the team that I just mentioned, C5 at the moment. Oh man, that sucks. Cause like the fact that you already have Raiden C2 means you likely don't want to pull on her banner anymore because you want to save up. And you also, I remember you said earlier that you're already at you're already drained on Primos. Oh dear, Xiangling has no energy. Okay, well, whatever. Let's go. Okay, let's go. All right, please don't hide. 204. But look at the boss. This team doesn't give Raiden Shogun the highest personal damage, but it's the team that Raiden Shogun is good in. That does the most damage. The team. 204 without Sarah. Yeah, exactly. Without Sarah, no VV. Right? Just Chevreuse. Chevros and Bennett buff. Oops, wrong place. Well, anyway, so I'm sorry, man. I have to get ready, and I have to have dinner before. Before I need to get ready for work, because work in 17 minutes from now. I have to have dinner by then too. Anyway, so if you want more, I guess. Okay, I'm assuming you're not writing this all down, but that's fine. You know, like I don't blame you for that, because like, what what normal person would just like come to someone's to a Genshin streamer's stream, like saying like, "Oh, Raiden Shogun's terrible," and like, you know, like bringing a notepad and a pen, expecting to get help for the, you know, on how to improve the team. Anyway, if you want like written notes on this stuff, yeah, like wrong person said, we would recommend joining our Discord server. But if you don't want to trouble yourself with that, I recommend you, well, do your best to remember as much of the stuff that we talked about today. Yeah, so like doing the right rotations, making sure that, like, especially on Kujo-Sara, making sure that you save Kujo-Sara's buff for the last, right before Raiden Shogun, because her buff lasts for a very short time. Stuff like that. Actually, I'm actually going to write it down after I do this for every game I try to get better at. Hey, wow, you sound like a very responsible kind of person, and I feel kind of embarrassed because like that is everything that I'm not. Well, anyway, yeah, that is it for me today, guys. So for those of you who need help building your characters' accounts, making a decision which banners to pull for, feel free to join our Discord server. Links are in the description of all my videos, VODs, and streams, and in the pinned message in YouTube chat. If you want my personal opinion, of course, you can ping me over there. My name is Elvis Einstein. Of course, you can ask for other people's opinions too. Thank you guys so much for coming by, hanging out, and being awesome people. Have a good day, good afternoon, good evening, and take care, everybody. Bye, guys. Like and sub. When I'm free, I'll tune in next time. Appreciate it. Thank you, Yoann. And good luck on your Raiden Shogun, as well as congrats. Full watch time again. Yeah. Thanks again, wrong person. All right. Take care, man. Bye, everyone.